Your Excellency, Ambassador Ma Keqing, representatives from the Embassy, the People's Republic of China, members of the Diplomatic Corps, may I recognize five in particular. His Excellency Jorge Domecq, the Embassy of Spain, His Excellency Nikolai Kudashov, Embassy of Russian Federation, His Excellency Amit Gupta, the Embassy of India, His Excellency John Rocha, former Ambassador to Spain, Philippines. Students, faculty, friends, and guests, good afternoon. My name is Mike Luce, and I'm the Dean for Development Management here at the Asian Institute of Management. Welcome to AIM's Ambassadors Forum. The forum's goals are to broaden the regional and global perspective of AIM students, taking up both the Master in Development Management as well as the Master in Business Administration, and to provide a venue for the exchange of information for the foreign ambassadors in Manila, and to educate the community at large on international relations and development issues and trends as they affect the Philippines and the region. Through this forum, ambassadors and embassy officials have been invited to discuss their country's views on Asian issues, including political regimes, economics, finance, trade systems, demographics and migration, climate change and energy, strategic security and worldview. Today, we have the honor of having a distinguished guest in Her Excellency Ambassador Ma Keqing from the Embassy of the People's Republic of China. Allow me to introduce our guest. Her Excellency Ambassador Ma Keqing presented her credentials to Philippine President Benigno Aquino III on January 26th of this year. Prior to her appointment in the Philippines, she served as Executive Deputy Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party Committee, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China, from 2009 to 2012. She was also Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the People's Republic of China to the Republic of Finland from 2006 to 2009. With over 35 years of experience in foreign affairs, Ambassador Keqing has also held the positions of Deputy Director General, Counselor, and Secretary, working closely with both the Republic of Finland and with the West European Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Join me in welcoming Her Excellency Ambassador Ma Keqing.
Honorable Dean, my dear colleagues from the Excellencies from the Diplomatic Corps, dear audience, good afternoon. I wish to begin by thanking the Dean for a very kind invitation. Over the past 40 plus years, AIM has been working hard in cultivating Asia identity through its efforts in training human resources for Asian development. I would like to take this opportunity to express my congratulations on your achievements and appreciation for your vision. So as you know, I've been to the Philippines only 10 months. It's my first assignment to the Asian countries. So to talk about Asia, it's very challenging for me because I'm still learning. And with so many seasoned diplomats and scholars here, I feel very nervous. But I can share some of my views with you. It's a pleasure for me to talk about China and the current developments in Asia against the backdrop that this region has attracted so much attention. The timing of this speech is also very particular, as the Communist Party of China has just concluded its 18th National Congress last week. The Congress made strategic plans for the overall advancement of China's reform and opening up and socialist modernization drive, including China's foreign policy, which I believe will not only be of great significance to China's future development, but also have broad implications for Asia. Asia is the world's biggest continent, covering close to 30% of the world's land mass, 1/3 of the world economy. It is home to 60% of the global population. Asia has a time-honored history and culture, and is one of the cradles of human civilization. In recent years, more and more Asian countries have engaged in economic takeoff and sustained rapid development. This region hosts more emerging economies than any part of the world. Its late development advantages and huge development potential have become more evident. Asia's economy was the first to recover from the international financial crisis and has become an important engine for world economic recovery. The good momentum of development has benefited greatly from the peaceful and stable environment that Asia has enjoyed. Promoting good neighborly relations, dialogue, cooperation, and common development features prominently in the policies adopted by countries in this region. Regional, sub-regional, and inter-regional cooperation maintained fast development. New cooperation mechanisms and areas constantly emerged, and regional cooperation kept a strong momentum, paving the way for further development. Therefore, we see that despite the challenging and volatile external environment, there still exists an unprecedented opportunity for Asian economy to grow. In the meantime, we should remain solidly aware of the many difficulties and challenges. Our region still faces many issues left from history, and some hotspot problems and disputes have yet to be resolved. The underlying impact of the international financial crisis still persists. These factors may hinder the faster progress of cooperation in our region. Countries in Asia need to work harder to broaden and deepen the cooperation and strengthen its mechanisms. Asia is at a new starting point. As developing countries, promoting development and improving people's livelihood remains the top priority for Asian countries. The biggest challenge is how to feed our people, how to meet people's health care, pension, education, and housing needs. The international financial crisis, which has triggered global economic downturn, has brought huge uncertainty and instability to this region. We should work together even closer so as to promote regional trade liberalization and economic integration, maintain financial, energy, and food security, strengthen infrastructure construction, and expand cultural exchanges. We should promote internal drivers of growth. Here lies Asia's unique advantage in achieving sound and sustainable development. Asia is the most populous continent in the world. Most Asian countries are developing countries. Development is uneven both inside individual countries and among them, which gives a huge potential in their markets of domestic demand. Asia also has the world's largest labor force and the largest pool of engineers, and scientific researchers, enjoying a remarkable edge in human resources. While continuing to unleash its comparative advantages in global competition, it is important for Asia to explore and expand markets of domestic demand. While maintaining measured investment growth and increased factors input, Asian countries should fully tap the potential of consumer spending, technological upgrading, and improvement of labor skills. We believe in so doing, Asia's economy will be able to achieve robust, sustainable, and balanced growth. China is the biggest developing country with the largest population in the world. For China, the most important task is to grow economy so as to make sure that 1.3 billion people can lead a good life. We have to run our own things well, not to impose burden on the others. We have come a long way in this regard. According to World Bank, China's poverty rate fell from 85% to 15.9%, grew by over 600 million people in the period of 1981 to 2011. Since it adopted a policy of reform and opening up 30 plus years ago, China's economy has been able to sustain an annual growth of 9.9%. In the last decade, in particular, the economic growth accelerated to 10.7% annually, far above the world's 3.9% in the same period. China has become the second largest economy in the world, with an average per capita GDP of $5,430 up to a little more than 1,000 in 2002. At the same time, China has to feed 20% of the world's population with 7.9% of the world's farmland and 6.5% of the world's fresh water. Out of a population of 1.3 billion, 1/10 still living on less than $1 a day, the poverty line set by the United Nations. More than 10 million people have no access to electricity. China's per capita GDP, though its improvement very impressive, ranks around the 90th place in the world. Every year, there are more than 6 million college students graduating from universities, whom, among others, the government has to create jobs for. People's health care, pension, education, and housing all pose big challenge for the government. China will remain a developing country for a long time to come. Promoting development and improving its people's livelihood is the constant top priority for China. The 18th Party Congress outlined a visionary plan for China's medium-term development. It calls for attaining the goal of completing the building of a moderately prosperous society in all respects by 2020. In the same time span, to double the 2010 GDP and per capita income for both urban and rural residents. The targets are in line with the three-step strategy set forth in early 1980s. The next step will be by 2049, when the People's Republic celebrates its 100th anniversary, we will have reached the level of a medium developed country and basically realized modernization. To achieve these ambitious targets is the utmost important agenda for the Chinese Communist Party, for the government, and for the whole nation. To this end, we must deepen reform in all sectors and open the door even wider. While integrating itself with the rest of the world, China is more ready than ever before to pursue a win-win strategy of opening up and strengthen exchanges and cooperation with other countries. We believe the development of other Asian countries provides enabling conditions for the development of China, and China's sustained growth and prosperity will continue to bring important opportunities of development to other Asian countries. Regarding Asia, China's intention is transparent, its policy constructive, and its approach inclusive. In the security aspect, we believe countries should build mutual trust and seek common security. China stands ready to work with other Asian countries to maintain regional security and stability. We need to adhere to the principles of good neighborliness and equal consultation and work tirelessly for proper solutions to problems and disputes. Economically, China is committed to common development and prosperity of all countries in the region and beyond. China has never tried to succeed alone. In fact, we don't think that any country can really succeed alone. The more progress China makes in development, and the closer its links with other parts of Asia and the world become, the more important it is for China to have a stable regional environment and a peaceful international environment. China went through much sufferings and hardships in modern history. We are deeply aware of the importance of development and the value of peace. And this makes us all the more determined to pursue peaceful development and follow the win-win strategy of opening up. China has never conducted dominance on regional affairs. What we seek in Asia is equal partnership for cooperation. What we commit to building up is an open and inclusive regional architecture. And what we want to see is sound interactions among countries.